Welcome back. In today's Sunday Spotlight, 1 week from today, it will be May. It's the month when we see everything greening up around here again. But before you bust out that lawnmower to trim your lawn, you should think of the bees. Pollinator groups across the state are hoping you'll consider letting that lawn grow and join the hashtag #NoMowMay effort. To get some insight onto why and what it all means, in today's Sunday Spotlight, we're speaking with Kimberly Stoner. She's an agricultural scientist and bee expert with the Connecticut Agricultural Experiment Station. Kimberly, thank you so much for being with us, and explain to us, what is No Mow May?
Well, thank you so much. So No Mow May is encouraging people to stop mowing during the month of May, and reducing the amount of mowing that you do has a lot of benefits. One of the benefits is that it allows a lot of the spring flowers to grow in your lawn, things like dandelions and clover, and that benefits pollinators because they can visit those flowers and they get nutrition. And it also benefits you because you are spending less time mowing and you're producing less pollution. A lot of people don't realize how much pollution comes from mowing and leaf blowing and using all that yard equipment, particularly if it's gas powered. So you can extend your reduced mowing through the season by mowing just every 2 or 3 weeks through the whole year. And that reduces the amount of time that you have to spend mowing, reduces the pollution that you produce, and allows more flowers to grow, particularly if you're not using herbicides in your lawn that are going to kill the flowers.
So I think a lot of what you said here, Kimberly, maybe the mowing every 2 or 3 weeks, there's probably some teenagers out there whose job it is to mow the family lawn who are saying, I'm with Kimberly. This sounds like a great plan. It is good for them. But I wanted you were nice enough to send us some pictures. So let's take a look at the first one. And there's also probably a group of people watching us on this Sunday morning who are seeing these pictures of dandelions, and they're about ready to keel over, Kimberly. They don't want any dandelions in their yard, but you're saying they got it all wrong. This is a dandelion with a bee on it. Tell us what this picture is.
Okay, yes. So this is a dandelion in a lawn actually here at the experiment station where I work. And there is a bee visiting the dandelion. The bee is a solitary bee. So it's very different from a honeybee. A solitary bee is a bee where each female makes her own nest instead of living in a big colony like honeybees do. And she's a ground nesting bee in the genus Andrena. And so there are like 83 species of Andrena here in Connecticut. And they are important pollinators. Many of them are out in the spring, and they're important pollinators of apples and other fruit trees. So by providing dandelions for these Andrena bees, you are helping them pollinate the fruit trees.
All right, so that's important. And I want to show a picture. You sent a picture of your house because you actually think we should go beyond No Mow May. You think we should just go to no mow. You've got some raised bed gardens here, and you've almost eliminated mowing at your house, and that's even better for the pollinators, in your opinion, right?
Right. So, yeah. So my front lawn has almost entirely been converted to raised beds where I grow vegetables, and then flowers, and including perennial flowers, also flowering trees and shrubs. And I've actually done most of that to my backyard as well. I just have a little tiny strip of grass between the sidewalk and the street, and I'm working on converting all of that too. So, that's the only strip that I mow, is that grass between the sidewalk and the street.
Right.
And it provides a lot of flowers through the whole season.
Now, I know you have some pictures you sent us, Kimberly, of some bees. We're gonna go through, we don't have time for you to tell us all about the bees. You know more about bees than most people will in their lifetimes. But why are these creatures so important? Most people are thinking, I just don't want to get stung. But there's some real importance to these critters, right?
Right. So they are pollinators. So they, as I've already mentioned, they pollinate a lot of the crops that we use for food, fruit trees, a lot of vegetables. And they also are important in the ecosystem in general. They help plants reproduce, and that's important. You need to have plants being able to reproduce.
All right, so hopefully people will be less afraid next time they see a bee outside, and hopefully they'll skip one more, maybe the whole month of mowing, and then maybe skip every other week as they go forward. How do you hope people will respond to this? Do you hope that maybe you change some minds this morning? Is it important stuff?
Yeah, it is. It is important, and we need to allow spaces for bees and wasps and other insects and to live in our yards, because we occupy so much space. And if we turn all that space into short monocultures of grass, there won't be any place for all the other creatures to live,
including us. So I appreciate you coming in this morning and giving us a few moments on bees. You can check it out, No Mow May. Just Google it online. You'll find out a lot. Kimberly Stoner from the Connecticut Agricultural Experiment Station, thanks for being with us. We want to take a quick check now of our CT21 email inbox. Last week, you might have seen it, one of our guests offered up an interesting take on vaccine passports, but in our conversation, he poked a little fun at me for being a Mets fan. In fact, I think he said I need a psychiatric exam. Well, Alan Middlebury writes, "Attention, Eric Parker. I always enjoy your show. Watch it just before my Zoom church service. Enjoyed your not letting that NYU doctor from Ridgefield get away with his Mets crack. He's old enough to remember the 80s when NYC bled orange and blue." Thank you, Al, but I agree. Maybe I do need a psychiatric exam for rooting as hard as I do for the Mets. If you'd like to share your thoughts or anything about our show, you can always send us an email. The address is ct21@wfsb.com. From time to time, we'll share your comments right here on the air like we just did. And that is CT21 for this week. CBS Sunday Morning with Jane Pauley is next. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll meet you back here in Studio A next Sunday morning.
Thanks for watching Channel 3 Eyewitness News. Watch us live wherever you are, on our mobile, on our streaming news app. And you can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.